we have a pattern here, whether it's Michael Flynn or whether it is the lying to the FISA court to get wiretaps on the Trump campaign. We have a pattern of abuse at the highest levels of the FBI and the Justice Department in the last administration. It is unlike anything I have ever seen. It reminds you of the worst days of J. Edgar Hoover, that we've all read about from decades and decades ago. This has got to stop, and we've got to get to the bottom of it.
That was Republican Senator Josh Hawley on the abuses of power by the Obama administration. The FBI abusing the FISA court. Obama officials who are not intelligence officials unmasking the names of regular citizens and more on the Trump campaign. Now, Senator Hawley, he wants a special counsel to investigate the origins of the Trump-Russia probe and more. Let's welcome former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. Danny, you think this requires a special counsel?
Absolutely not. That's the last thing we need. These special counsel cases, and I've done one, I did Iran-Contra. We don't need that. We need for Durham to do his job, which he appears to be doing. If not, we're going to create separate records. Two different entities doing the same investigation is a bad idea. And the last thing we need is to now diverge off onto an independent or special counsel type case. We don't need it. It's underway. Step back, relax, and let's find out what happened. Durham has a grand jury. He's doing a good job, I think, and we'll see. We don't need another one. Lord knows.
Barack Obama said last week that the Justice Department's decision to drop the case against Michael Flynn is, quote, a threat to the rule of law. Obama also said that the Trump-Russia probe launched by his administration was, quote, lawful and legitimate. Now, this sort of sets the context for it, in terms of the American people understanding what happened. The National Review now has a story that says, under the standards set by the Obama administration, why doesn't the Justice Department open criminal investigations into John Kerry, who is now on the Biden campaign for meeting with Iranian officials over the past 4 years in violation of the Logan Act? Why doesn't the DOJ and FBI now spy on Biden's campaign over Kerry's interference in Trump's Iran policy and then leak John Kerry's name to the press and then get the FBI to entrap Kerry in a lie? Oh, and have the Republican National Committee fund a fake dossier on Biden or Kerry. That kind of sets it in context, don't you think, Danny?
Well, I think that's kind of ridiculous. Nobody's ever been prosecuted for a Logan Act violation. I don't see that.
No, what I mean to say is, wait, hang on, back up. Danny, wait, what I'm saying is, take out the words and put in Democrats in terms of what the Obama administration did with their abuses of power. In other words, turn it around and say, what if the Trump administration did this to Joe Biden's campaign, what was done to their campaign? That's how the National Review is saying, look at it. Your take.
Okay, I agree with that. A crime's a crime. We shouldn't politicize it. We shouldn't allow any kind of political interest get involved in it. One thing I want to say is, remember, Senator Stevens was indicted by the Department of Justice. His charges against him were dropped because of improprieties on the part of the Department of Justice. So there's precedent for doing this. It's not political. It doesn't reflect anything badly upon the Department of Justice. It's just the rule of law and justice. That's what we need to focus on here. Take politics out if we can, and try all these hypotheticals about what do we do this one or that one. It doesn't really matter. Let's just follow the law, follow the evidence, and see exactly where this thing takes us. And if it's criminal violations, let's go for it.
Watch Tucker Carlson on the Obama administration using the NSA to do political surveillance. Watch this.
The Obama administration wanted to monitor Mike Flynn's private communications. Legally, they could not do that. They didn't have a FISA warrant. So instead, they used the NSA to do it for them. The NSA forwarded all surveillance reports that included Mike Flynn's name to the White House, where Mike Flynn's name was promptly unmasked. This was a domestic spying operation. That's what it was. It was hidden under the pretext of national security. Once you see the details, that's very clear. Plenty of the 39 people who saw Flynn's name, who unmasked it, had no reason to know his name. They were not national security officials. They were political hacks. And that's not an exaggeration.
So they were not intelligence officials. They were political hacks, a domestic spying operation. You agree with that?
I do agree with that. You have to remember that the ability to initiate an NSA intercept has to have a predication. It can't be predicated on a request from an official without some documentation. I think the whole idea of unmasking and all these issues we're talking about today needs to be reevaluated. To get access to intelligence information, you're supposed to have a need to know. And having a high position in the government is not a need to know. I think hopefully, and after this the smoke kind of clears here, we take a new look at our intelligence community. We need to assess what they do, how they do it, and how it can be used for political purposes. And that needs an inquiry. And I don't know if we need an independent counsel. I think we don't. But somebody needs to look at that and have a total reevaluation of how they do their business and who approves it and what's their need to know. That's super important.
It's great to see you, Danny. Come back soon. Thanks for your insights tonight.
It's always great. Thanks, Liz. Good night.